Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to the special broadcast. These are the first set of elections after the Lok Sabha polls. Of course, the polling in Haryana is over. The state went to polls, all 90 seats. Today, people of Jammu and Kashmir and Haryana have sealed the fate of political players. And as the tradition before the actual numbers come,
feeding the excitement, the frenzy in the country which loves politics as India, this is, of course, the exit poll evening. But when it comes to exit poll, there should always be some caveats. So let us begin by underlining that NDTV does not conduct any exit poll exercise. We are only putting out a poll of polls presented by various pollsters across many networks. And as always, exit polls come with statutory warning. They may or may not hit the mark. We have seen that many a times come the result day. So ladies and gentlemen, for your own health and safety, take them with a pinch of salt.
Absolutely.
Don't get too carried away with it.
And we have seen in multiple exit polls, the pollsters have got it completely wrong.
Absolutely.
So here at NDTV, we are just putting out polls of polls, which is essentially an average of the exit polls which have been done by multiple agencies. So let's begin. Because the crucial question that is there on everybody's minds are whether after 10 years of government in Haryana could BJP be voted out, and can the Congress really form the next government in the state? Well, as far as exit polls are concerned, it looks like that the Congress is poised to form the next government. But again, this is 5th. The results are going to come on only on 8th.
Absolutely. And you know, just for the benefit of our viewers, let us just tell what we are going to do in this next 1 hour. What we'll do, we'll try and divide what the polls are saying about Haryana and Jammu and Kashmir. We'll focus on the first half on Haryana, try and understand the factors, what goes into making whether this victory or defeat for A party or B, and then we'll shift our focus to Jammu and Kashmir. So as Maria was saying, these are poll of polls, just the average of what others are doing, and we are just putting it out. You know, this is just fascinating discussion before we actually discuss the real numbers come October 8th. At least at this moment, the poll of polls suggests the mean or average is that 55 seats out of 90 in Haryana seems to be going towards the Congress party, while the BJP is expected to win around 27 seats. Now, this is the mean average. Picture could very well be very different, as we have seen in many polls.
But Bhupinder Hooda is celebrating, and he is the man of the moment.
Player.
If these numbers actually hold, then come 8th of October, 3 days from now, he could very well be, you know, he could play a key role in deciding.
He could be the king. I mean, come October 8th, if these numbers hold. Let's listen in to what Mr. Hooda, when he spoke exclusively to NDTV.
Sir, the exit polls are suggesting at this point that the seat share that Congress would be getting is of 55 to 62. What do you have to say to that?
This is what I am telling you, exit poll are telling now. But in the morning you asked me the question, I told you that Congress is going to form government with comfortable majority, and it will form the government.
So the whole day that you roamed around today, went to these poll booths, what did you feel? How do you look back at today, the final day?
The response which we are getting from everywhere I got the report, there's wave in favor of Congress.
As per these exit polls, is he hopeful for a bigger number? Because the range that is being suggested by the pollsters is from 46 to even 60.
Yes, because BJP has proved to be non-performing government and most corrupt government. This government, BJP and JJP government, and the law and order situation is worse. Even our sports person, Pahalwan, wrestlers, they have been not been spared.
Right.
So this is the question.
Huda Saab, there is a list going on in social media. A lot of your Congress supporters are talking about they have already formed the cabinet and your day of swearing. So is Mr. Hooda ready for his day of swearing, or is there still suspense even if the Congress party wins, sir?
8th result would be coming, MLAs would be elected, their opinion will be taken, then High Command will decide who will head the government. Then this is hypothetical questions you are asking me.
Okay. Tanushka, there is a question that is coming in from Neerja ma'am.
Okay.
Neerja ma'am से एक सवाल पूछना चाह रही हैं.
Yes, one last question.
Mr. Hooda, it seems pretty well clear now that the Congress is going to form the government. Kumari Shelja has also thrown her hat in the ring for chief ministership. What is your response to that?
This is democracy. Everybody has got right to win, and everybody should aspire. Otherwise, you can also aspire. Who says no to you? But MLAs would decide, High Command would decide. Okay?
Thank you so much. That was Bhupinder Singh Hooda speaking exclusively to NDTV.
So you heard from Bhupinder Hooda, but an interesting point that has been made by him is that it will be the party high command and the MLAs who will decide who will be the next chief minister. If these numbers hold, let me tell that to the viewers of NDTV again. NDTV hasn't done any exit poll. We are just putting out an average of what the pollsters have done across various news agencies, and the mean actually is suggesting that the Congress is very well poised to form the next government. Here in the studio, we have Akhilesh, my colleague, and also Neerja Chaudhary. But first up, I can see Ankit with all the numbers. Ankit, over to you.
Well, as we have been underlining it in bold and also in italics, ladies and gentlemen, not our numbers. This is the numbers which have been put by various pollsters. Very quickly swifting through these numbers. One thing is clear, that the Congress is in the range of, minimum range of 44, and it's going up to 64 in various polls. Dhruv Research is giving them 64, while India Today C Voter is putting them somewhere in 50 to 58. Now, 90-member Haryana Assembly, 46 is the number that you need to form the government. While Maria was talking about Bhupinder Singh Hooda, who was saying High Command will, in fact, decide in the end. Possibly, Mr. Hooda would be very, very happy if the numbers stay as close to 50, because then there is no chance that the Congress can risk anything else. If they go up to that higher range of 64, then possibly the High Command could try and play something else in Haryana. But the big news is that the Congress party is all set to form the government if these numbers come true on October 8th in Haryana after 10 years. And for the Bharatiya Janata Party, they have been ruling the state for the last 10 years. It still doesn't seem that kind of a tsunami that people were talking about, that the BJP would be wiped off the map of Haryana. Look at these numbers, 19 to 29, Dainik Bhaskar, it goes up to GIST TIF Research, takes it up to 37 in their age, 29 to 37. If you largely look at the mean of these numbers, the BJP is somewhere between 19 to 25 is what the BJP seems to be getting. But the other big story emerging from Haryana, all the regional players, look at this, JJP only expected to win one. Aam Aadmi Party is drawing a knot here. Others have always been quite significant in the scheme of things in Haryana. 6 there for the others. INLD could get 2. Now, I'll be very interesting to see which is that one seat that the JJP is winning. It's certainly, at least with what I saw on the ground, is not Mr. Dushyant Chautala. It could be the Rania seat where the JJP and INLD are neck to neck as far as this election is concerned. But look at this. This tells you the big story. 54 for the Congress party, 23 up, and the BJP coming 13 down from what they were in the last election to 27. So, Maria, these are the first set of numbers. The poll of polls tells you that the Congress party is way above, at least 8 seats above the majority mark, and is all poised to form the government on October 8th if these numbers hold true.
Absolutely, Ankit. So let's bring in all the guests who are joining us on the top of 9. Neerja Chaudhary, senior journalist, right here in the studio. We have Akhilesh, my colleague, who has been traveling across Haryana, joining us. We have Sanjay Kumar, psephologist and professor of CSDS, Shehzad Poonawalla, national spokesperson of the BJP, Dr. Virendra Sindhu, spokesperson of the JJP, and Shubh Malhotra of the Aam Aadmi Party. A word on top of this broadcast, we did approach the Congress party, but the Congress party was not ready to participate in any of the exit poll discussion, so we do not have a representative from the Congress. But Neerja Chaudhary, coming to you, an important point that you pointed out in that break that we had, ma'am, that what Bhupinder Hooda says is important. MLAs and Congress will decide who will be the next.
The High Command and MLAs will decide. We know the major chunk of the tickets were decided by Mr. Hooda. The others, Kumari Selja, Mr. Surjewala, the others got very, very small. In fact, Kumari Selja didn't, her main 4 people were not given tickets. She herself wanted to contest. That was not allowed. So, if the MLAs are to decide who the Chief Minister will be, as well as the High Command, then of course the whole story points to Mr. Hooda becoming the Chief Minister. Remember also the Jat consolidation, solid Jat consolidation behind the Congress this time. Jats used to get divided between the regional parties and the Congress earlier. And many Jats have said, we are not only voting for our MLA, we are also voting for a Jat Chief Minister. So that sentiment is very strong, but the Dalit sentiment also is quite strong. They are afraid of what they call Jat Shahi returning. These are Dalits who are voting for the Congress. They would like a non-Jat CM.
But I think, Neeraji, there is a division there as far as the Dalit votes are also concerned. Like you said, the Congress consolidated with the Jat and the Dalit vote in the Lok Sabha elections. But there is a very clear demarcation in the Dalits as well. The Valmikis among the Dalits and the Jatavs seem to be voting for the Bharatiya Janata Party. The Ramdasyas are the ones who are largely propelling this Dalit consolidation for the Congress as well, which at least on the ground still seems to be holding true in this election as well. What you are talking about, the Jat supremacy or Chaudrahat as they call it in Haryana, it's just not the Dalits. Even the OBCs and the Punjabis in the GT Karnal belt are very, very, and that is why you see there is a sort of a tsunami, a wave in the Hooda stronghold for Hooda and Congress.
Haryana.
But it's not that everybody is too excited with Mr. Hooda possibly taking the chair of the Chief Minister across the state.
So it is not like Jat versus non-Jat as in the past elections.
Yes.
It is anti-incumbency versus incumbency, much more. And that anti-incumbency includes caste, it includes a lot of issues that people are unhappy about.
Okay, Akhileshji, as someone who travelled across Haryana, is this something that you had also sensed?
Of course, I mean, we are talking about who is going to be the Chief Minister. We're not saying whether the exit poll will be correct or not. So it shows the ground mood. So it was the mood on the ground. And BJP also, it's in a way, we noticed that actually had given up. In a sense that BJP was not that aggressive. We have seen in the past that how the BJP election machinery works on the ground. The entire leadership from Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Home Minister Amit Shah to the ground level workers at the booth level, they all come together for the elections. But this time in Haryana, things were different. We have seen in the ground that how Prime Minister Narendra Modi had only 4 rallies addressed there. Home Minister Amit Shah addressed 10 rallies. There was no major roadshow as far as Haryana was concerned. And also we have seen that Manolal Khattar, who used to be Chief Minister for the BJP for the past 9.5 years, his photographs was missing. So this was also a clear-cut signal by the BJP that, how it is considering that the party is facing anti-incumbency in Haryana. And Naib Singh Saini, I interviewed him in Kurukshetra. He was disappointed in a sense that he could not get much time. He got only 50 days or so as a Chief Minister. He was telling me that he has promised that he will sign the appointment letters first and then he take oath on 8th of October. This is what he was thinking. But of course, I mean, it shows that he did not get much time as a Chief Minister.
Okay, Shehzad, of course, okay, let me ask a direct question. How is the BJP looking at these numbers? Haryana.
Well, look, Maria, we are always going to go by the exact numbers because you know what happened in Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. Yes. Not a single exit poll gave us those states, but then the exact numbers proved something else. But because I want to indulge this exercise that has been done by all, let me tell you why I am extremely happy. 2008-2009, Jammu Kashmir was held in 2008 prior to 2014 and 2009 Haryana elections. BJP was nowhere in these 2 states. And today BJP in 2024 has become the dominant poll in both these states, irrespective of the fact that we have a 10-year, what you call as an anti-incumbency. Secondly, for the first election in Haryana, corruption has not been the talking point against the government in power for 10 years. Not a single opposition leader has said that BJP का government corrupt है, BJP का government खर्ची पर्ची करता है, BJP का government दमाद दलाल को देता है. This kind of narrative या BJP के government में दलितों पर अत्याचार होता है. That was the common trait of the Hooda government. दलितों पर अत्याचार, भ्रष्टाचार, परिवार. That was the common feature of the Haryana government in Hooda time. Thirdly, prior to 2024 Vidhan Sabha elections, BJP had around 60-65 seats in Jammu Kashmir and in Haryana. As per your current numbers, I think it will increase. But current numbers also, we are getting 60, 65 seats. That means after 10 years of anti-incumbency also, not a single seat is being lost by us. That means that we are wahan ke wahan. And lastly, the Congress, which claims कि हम बड़े ताकतवर है, they had to go for support or beg for support of Aam Aadmi Party. अब बताइए, आम आदमी पार्टी जिन्होंने दिल्ली में साफ कर दिया, पंजाब में हाफ कर दिया, हरियाणा में माफ कर दिया. एंड आई हैव वन जेन्युइन क्वेश्चन फॉर योर व्यूअर्स, ये असली इंडिया अलायंस इनमें से कौन है? कांग्रेस एंड सपा क्लेम्स इन हरियाणा वी आर असली इंडिया अलायंस. नाउ शुभ जी विल क्लेम आई एम असली इंडिया अलायंस इन हरियाणा. ये असली इंडिया अलायंस है कौन? मार्क किसके गाल पर है? ये असली तेजा कौन है यहाँ पर?
Okay, Shahzad, I'm going to ask that question to Shubh Malhotra. Would they have wanted, because as they had tried to form an alliance with the Congress party, that did not happen. But first up, Sanjay Kumar, I'm sure you have looked at the numbers very closely. Your assessment of Haryana, what worked, and if these numbers hold, could have worked for the Congress party?
No, Maria, just a rider. I have looked at the numbers, but not very closely, because in order to look at these numbers closely, you need some details. And the tragedy of some of these exit polls are that they just throw the numbers, not even the vote percentages. So how do you look at these numbers closely? But the numbers gives you a good sense of what we have been seeing on the ground, what studies which we have been doing. So it seems like all the exit polls are indicating in one direction, which is a very decent victory of the Congress. Whether it is going to be a very big victory or a decent victory, that's the only question. I think what worked in favor of Congress on the ground, right from the beginning, there were views like there is a lot of disenchantment with the BJP government. I think we would be making a mistake if we believe that the mandate, which is likely to be against BJP, is against the state government. It is more against the central government, because the three issues which gets echoed on the ground, Pahalwan, Naujawan, and Kisan, these are all the policies of the central government about which people of Haryana has been unhappy. And I think the big issue on the ground, which we saw, was issue of unemployment. Unemployment is an issue which cuts across all the states, whether you ask this question in Karnataka, Maharashtra, Haryana, anywhere. But the proportion of people who mentioned that unemployment is a big issue for them in this election was disproportionately high in Haryana.
Sanjay ji, let me very quickly just understand what you are saying, that this is just not against the government in the state, but also after Lok Sabha elections, some sort of a indication for the government at the center as well. Because when you look at the data from 2014 and also in 2019, there was a significant dip in what the BJP was getting in the Lok Sabha election to what it was getting in the Vidhan Sabha election. Almost a 20% dip, if I'm not mistaken, in 2014 Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha, and a 17% in 2019 in both the elections in 2019. Does that mean that the Bharatiya Janata Party was hoping, or at least was expecting, some sort of a pull-up factor from the central leadership, which we have not seen, at least in these elections? Like Akhilesh ji was saying, Prime Minister was missing in the end from the posters of the BJP, not as many rallies and road shows, not even a single road show of the Prime Minister, which is his trademark as far as the elections are concerned, sir.
So there are several indications why I say if BJP performs badly, it will be more an indictment of the central government, less on the state government. First, look at the nature of campaign by the top leaders of the BJP, the central leaders. They have not campaigned the way they used to campaign in other state assembly election. Clearly, they knew that they are not as popular in the state as they were. Second, look at what happened to BJP's electoral performance in 2024, compare it with 2019, and you get a clear sense that people are unhappy with the central government. BJP lost 5 out of the 10 seats which BJP had won, the Lok Sabha seat which BJP had won in 2019. That's another indication. And the three issues which I mentioned, the issues of Pahalwan, it has nothing to do with the state government. It is all to do with the central government. They were people of Haryana are unhappy with the way central government handled that issue. If we are talking about the Agniveer issues, it is a central government scheme. It's not a state government scheme. And if we are talking about the farmers, it is the central government scheme, the 3 farm laws which were enacted by the central government.
And Ankit, we have also put out that data of 2019 polls, which most pollsters got it wrong.
Yeah.
in terms of Haryana alone. I'll be asking the producer to put that data as well. So, you know,
as
while
much
we look at
as it is anything else, it's also, these numbers are also a litmus test for the pollsters to see
pollsters,
whether
like
they get
always.
it
Just
right
look
on
at this.
October 8th.
So, Haryana 2019, poll of polls suggested 65 for the BJP. We'll be breaking that down vis-a-vis all the pollsters as well. But coming on, Dr. Virendra Sindhu, spokesperson of the JJP, if these numbers actually hold, then INLD and JJP have much to think about, much to worry.
मैं इसको एक्सेप्ट करते हैं, और जो आप फिगर दे रहे हैं, जो भी दिया है एग्जिट पोल में, हमारे जो फिगर हैं इसके आसपास ही रहेंगे। हमारी पार्टी इस बात को एक्सेप्ट करती है, क्योंकि बीजेपी ने जिस तरीके से हरियाणा में रूल किया, जो अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट का रेट हरियाणा में पूरे देश में नंबर 1 पे है, जिस तरीके से जाति धर्म के नाम पर हरियाणा के लोगों को बांटा गया।
डॉक्टर सिंधु, आप ये बोल रहे हैं कि ये भी मुमकिन है, क्योंकि बहुत सारे पोलस्टर्स ये भी बता रहे हैं कि शायद आपका अकाउंट भी नहीं खुले, वो भी मुमकिन है।
हम ये नहीं कह रहे कि हमारा अकाउंट नहीं खुलेगा, लेकिन रिजल्ट आने
भी बता रहे हैं।
हाँ, 1 से 2 सीट तक हम लेके जाने की उम्मीद रखते हैं। मैं बिल्कुल ऑनेस्टली आपके चैनल पे मैं ये बात एक्सेप्ट कर रहा हूँ। जो बीजेपी ने हरियाणा में जो किया, जो अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट को लेके किया, जो परिवार पहचान पत्र को लेके किया, जिस तरीके के भ्रष्टाचार नौकरियों में भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने किया, जो सरकारें बदली, एकदम खट्टर को बदला गया, उसके बाद फिर एकदम विधानसभा बदली, तारीखें बदली, जो माहौल हरियाणा के लोगों में बीजेपी ने किया, उसके एंटी इंकम्बेंसी का जो परिणाम हमें भी भुगतना पड़ा।
नहीं, क्योंकि भुगतना तो सर नेचुरली है ना। 4.5 साल तक आप सरकार में रहे ना सर, तो आपने 4.5 साल का पीरियड जो है वो सरकार में काटा। तो अगर बीजेपी के खिलाफ एंटी इनकम्बेंसी है तो आपके खिलाफ भी होगी। दिक्कत शायद वहां पर यह है, जमीन पे घूमने से यही लगा कि जिस मुद्दे को लेकर 2019 में आपने चुनाव लड़ा था, बीजेपी के खिलाफ चुनाव लड़ा था, उनके साथ आपने 4.5 साल सरकार चलाई। ये क्या आप पर भारी पड़ा है? अब आपको लगता है कि गलती हुई, आपसे 2019 में सरकार में जाना नहीं चाहिए था?
देखिए कि काफी इमोशनल सा मुद्दा है, क्योंकि हम कभी भी कांग्रेस के साथ नहीं रही। हमारी पार्टी का जन्म हमेशा
हमारे साथ जुड़े रहिए, क्योंकि वी आर गेटिंग द नंबर्स नाउ फ्रॉम एक्सेस माय इंडिया with regards to Haryana. It is suggesting Congress could be in the range of 53 to 65, perhaps the highest, Ankit, among all pollsters, and they are giving BJP that range of 18 to 28. Yes, Sindhu साहब, continue.
मैं यही कह रहा था कि हम कभी भी कांग्रेस के साथ अलायंस हमारा नहीं रहा। ताऊ देवीलाल जी की विचारधारा उनके खिलाफ थी, और हमेशा बीजेपी के खिलाफ ही, बीजेपी के साथ ही हमने सरकार में आए हैं। जितनी बार भी नेलो पार्टी, हमारी पार्टी आई, बीजेपी के साथ ही, तो कंफर्म था कि हम कांग्रेस के साथ नहीं जा सकते। अब 10 विधायकों के साथ हमारे पास एक ही ऑप्शन था कि हम बीजेपी के साथ सरकार बनाएं। तो बीजेपी के साथ सरकार बनाने के लिए जो हमने उनके सामने मुद्दे रखे, उन्होंने एक्सेप्ट किए। 75% का कानून पूरे देश में 1 नंबर पे अगर हरियाणा ने बनाया। एक बात मैं सिर्फ आपके चैनल से एक बात कह रहा हूं कि बुढ़ापा पेंशन हमने 3000 रुपए कराई, जो पूरे देश में कहीं पे भी नहीं है। राजस्थान में 1000 रुपए बुढ़ापा पेंशन है, जहां पे बीजेपी की सरकार है।
लेकिन कम से कम अगर ये नंबर्स होल्ड करते हैं तो आपके लिए, फॉर द जेजेपी, इट इज गोइंग टू बी अ बैटल फॉर सर्वाइवल फॉर द नेक्स्ट 5 years if these numbers hold. Shubh Malhotra is with us from the Aam Aadmi Party. Shubh, while people are talking about the irrelevance of the regional parties in this election, the Aam Aadmi Party, in at least these numbers, do not give you even a single seat, 0 as far as the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned. And why should this be worrying for the Aam Aadmi Party? Because you have 2 neighboring states of Haryana, you have governments there, and this is the 3rd time you are fighting the election in Haryana, where your party is struggling to open the account. It seems Haryana has completely rejected what you call the Kejriwal model.
No, I will not be so quick to dismiss Aam Aadmi Party in Haryana, and we actually have a history of defying such exit polls. So, the results are inside the box, and let's see what is to transpire. And it is true that our key leaders were jailed all through the critical time of the campaigning. But we went to the people with the Kejriwal model of governance, the model that within a span of 10 years made us a national party, gave us chief ministership with thumping majority of 2 states, and then again Delhi MCD, and of course decisive presence in many other states. But the most important thing for us is that over a span of the last 2 years, our party has showed exceptional efforts Sangathan-wise in Haryana. 7,000 villages and
But
wards
madam,
have
if
been covered.
the party
where
has
we
shown
have-
such exceptional tenacity, then it also wouldn't have been begging the Congress for 3, 4, 5 or whatever number of seats. Your leaders were going on national television saying that we really want this alliance to work. Do you think that has worked against you in Haryana? People did not take you seriously if you were ready to play the younger brother to the Congress party.
No, there's a difference in expecting that an alliance should take place and begging for it. The latter we definitely did not do. What we did do is that we went to the 7,000 villages and wards and covered where we have created our organized structure. And it's a big deal for any party what we have come to do over there. And most importantly, Delhi and Punjab model that the Aam Aadmi Party has, people have shown likeness towards it. That is what we have come to know.
Thank you
and
for joining
then,
us,
it's neither BJP.
We'll have to
let
leave
me
it
just
there,
complete.
yes.
I waited a very long time, so let me just
Yes,
complete.
ma'am.
They know that neither BJP nor Congress have been able to provide them with the model that Kejriwal has provided.
That's a conversation for some other day. At this moment, we are talking about the relevance of the Aam Aadmi Party. Even if you want one seat, possibly you'll be a player. Let's leave it there at this moment.
Dr. Virendra Sindhu, thank you so much for joining us.